Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah Blackwell, and today I am beyond excited to be sharing my brand new TBR jar, Once Upon a TBR Jar, for my TBRs from now on. I'm going to be using this brand new TBR jar for my October TBR, and if it goes well, the plan is to keep using this for all of my monthly TBRs. So y'all know I am crafty. I do have a brand new Etsy shop where I make bookmarks, and I decided to make a TBR jar in the same style as I do a lot of my bookmarks. And this is just super fun, and I've got this loaded with prompts too. It may not look like a whole bunch, but it really is. I think I have at least like 40 or 50 prompts in here. And so yeah, this is going to be tons of fun. I think I'm going to pull 6 prompts from this jar to go through what I think I'm going to read in October. My goal is to read all of the books that I do pull prompts for. We'll see how that goes, but that definitely is my goal. And then if I do not fit all of my required reads in there, I'll go over some of my book club and read-along reads, as well as some books that I do think I still might want to read. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you do so. All of my social media is linked down below in the description, including my Goodreads, Instagram, Twitter, the link to my Etsy shop where I sell bookish and seasonal bookmarks, the link to my brand new Patreon. We are doing so much fun stuff over there. Make sure to check that out too if you are interested, as well as a link to the Discord called The Hideaway that I share with my good friend Maggie. We have the Monster Mash Readathon coming up, so a lot of this is going to be in relation to what I want to read for the Monster Mash Readathon. And the Monster Mash Readathon, we are also having threads on that Discord, The Hideaway, where you can participate and chat with other people that are participating in the Monster Mash Readathon, so don't forget to check out The Hideaway. Before we get into my TBR, I do want to thank the sponsor for this video, Magic Mind. This is not the first time that I've talked about Magic Mind on my channel. Let's get real here for a second. If you've been following my channel this year, you know that I've been going through a lot of mental health struggles. I have been diagnosed with ADHD. Before that, I thought my whole life that I just had anxiety, which I do have anxiety as well. It has been a whole process of getting diagnosed and going through all of the medication and everything like that, and trying to figure out what works for me. And I just have to say, my life has 100% been changed between my medication and Magic Mind. Magic Mind is filled with wonderful ingredients that really give you focus and energy without the crash, and that really makes a huge, huge difference for someone like me with ADHD. This is not a treatment, but it is, I'm just telling you from my own personal experience, been so flipping helpful. Magic Mind is just this one-shot drink that you can take with or without your morning coffee or tea or whatever you're doing. It has some wonderful ingredients, including lion's mane mushroom, L-theanine, and matcha green tea. This has a lot of natural ingredients in here that really help you with energy, focus, and keeping things calm, chill, and balanced, because it also has ingredients like ashwagandha in it. The biggest issue with me is getting my motivation and focus up to par for the day, and then not getting too hyper-focused to then crash at the end of the day. And I think that's a similar issue with a lot of people who have ADHD, and honestly just a lot of people in general these days, but especially with ADHD and the anxiety that comes with that. This literally is a life changer. Because like I said, your focus can get improved via the lion's mane mushroom. I know all about mushrooms because my husband is actually a mushroom hunter, and he drinks and eats mushrooms for their mental health benefits. So he knows all about that, and I already knew lion's mane mushroom has a lot of benefits. The thing is though, it doesn't taste like you're drinking a mushroom drink. It tastes mostly like a matcha drink. And so if you've had matcha before, the flavor is going to be very similar. And this actually has some sweetener in it too via agave, which is a much more healthy sweetener. So Magic Mind just makes a huge difference for me, and I totally recommend it. This year, I have been able to get diagnosed and then finally start to reach some of my potential. I have opened my new Etsy shop. Things have been really fun with my YouTube channel. It takes energy, focus, clarity, and a reduced stressed state in order to achieve that. And so please make sure to check out my discount for Magic Mind. The link is down below. Don't miss out on that. Thank you so much, Magic Mind, again for sponsoring this video. I am really kind of nervous. So if you didn't know, I did stop using my Once Upon a TBR board game because that was really hard to film and then edit, especially with going back and forth. Like, I lost motivation to film my TBRs because of it. And I know so many people adored those videos, and I felt bad for not doing them, but it was honestly just the filming and editing was just too much for me, okay? So I wanted to figure out something that I could do that would be kind of similar, but be less difficult to film and edit. And I came up with what a lot of people have been doing, which is the TBR jar. But I wanted to have it fun, and I wanted it once upon a time / like fairy tale inspired still. So that's why we came up with the TBR jar. And I just think it turned out really well. It's even got this like lace on the top to like, so it doesn't like slam shut, you know? And I just think it's really cute. And it says like TBR, and then it has TBR right here, and then it says TBR right here, and I just think it's freaking adorable, and I'm really excited to use this. So I think I'm going to do 6 pulls, and my goal is going to be to read all 6 of these books no matter what.
You believe her, or do you think she's crazy?
I'm not going to do a punishment this first time. If in November we do my TBR jar and I haven't finished, but I may then after that implement a punishment. So we're just going to have to see how this goes and how I do. And I am going to be trying to get some required reads in. So I have my Patreon book club. And then I also have some hideaway read-alongs that are going on. Plus, I do have another read-along that I'm doing with some other booktubers and the Monster Mash. And so, yeah, we're just going to kind of see what all I can fit in here. I have probably like 50 books that I want to read in October. And legit, that's just not feasible. Even if half of them are novellas, it's still just not feasible for me. But let's just get into these polls. So I am just going to get these all stirred around. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but yeah, I have like 40 prompts in here, and it just doesn't look like as much just because this jar is pretty large. But yeah, okay. So let's just go ahead and pick one. I'm nervous. We're gonna go with, do I have one? I have one. Okay, we're gonna go with this one. Ooh, witches. That's a pretty good one. I definitely don't mind the prompt of witches, and I want to read witches all year round, so that's really not an issue. Okay, I don't know if this counts or not though, and that's like kind of hard for me. So I was thinking about picking One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I think this is witch-y, and I've been told there's like nature magic that's very witch-y in it. There's magic in here. So I think this is witchy. Please let me know. For me, a witch doesn't have to be like labeled a witch. It has to be witchy vibes, especially if there's like nature magic and she can do magic somehow, or have magical-ish abilities, or if it's kind of like paganism themed, it kind of all counts for me. So I think this would count. Let me know down in the comments, but this is actually one of the picks that y'all chose for me to read this fall. So it is a required read. This is one of the 4 books y'all chose. But if y'all think that does not count, then I will pick Lunar Witch by M. St. Clair, which is a Why Choose Paranormal Romance series. So let me know, which one do you guys pick? Because they were both actually required reads picked by you guys that I have to read this fall. So either way, this has to get done. So it's going to be one of those 2. I'm not going to count both of them towards my required 6 books by the end of the month, but I'm going to do whichever one you guys think. Like, I'd prefer One Dark Window so I can get another owned book done towards my 30 books for 30 bucks challenge. So let me know. Don't already know, One Dark Window is a dark gothic fantasy with a romantic subplot, okay? So this follows our main character. She is like a monster within her, and there's like forest magic and nature magic. I think she meets a highwayman in her quest to cure her land of the dark magic that is infecting it. So a romance possibly, and dark gothic vibes, witchy vibes, and it sounds very good. Okay, so that was roll number 1. Kind of confusing a little bit, but it's fine. Okay, so let's do our second pick. Hopefully I can get some like actual, I mean, that was required. Those are both required, but like hopefully I can get like maybe a book club book. That'd be nice. I think I do have a book club prompt in here, but okay. Oh, wow. Okay, I have Unhaul a book. So for this, what I was thinking is that I can either pick a book that I think I might want to unhaul and read it and then unhaul it, or I can just unhaul a book. I guess this is kind of a freebie for me because I'm literally doing a Patreon unhaul live in a couple of hours. I'm going live on Patreon and I'm going to be unhauling books and putting them up for sale. So yeah, if you didn't already know, I do some really cool live shows with my patrons, and I don't like to do unhauls. I've never done an unhaul on my channel, and there's a certain books that I'm unhauling actually today that I am worried about people like throwing food at their screens. And I just don't want that kind of vibe, so I'm doing it Patreon only. But yeah, so I think I've got this handled. I'll just stick with the unhaul that I'm doing today as counting for that one. Okay, that's kind of nice. Kind of like a freebie. So this is poll number 3. Okay. Ebook. Okay, awesome. Okay, so for ebook, I think I'm going to pick my Patreon book club pick for October, which is Black Sunshine by Karina Holly. We're going to be reading this on my Patreon. I don't know if I think we're doing like some reading sprints possibly for it. I'm waiting and I'm going to see like what everyone wants to do on there and vote. I like to get everyone's input. So, but we are reading Black Sunshine. And I'm excited for this one. I have tried Karina Holly once before and DNF'd, and so I'm hoping this one's better. From what I know, this is most people's favorite Karina Holly, and it is a vampire romance. I don't think it's super long, and I think it's supposed to be spicy and fun and very kind of gothic vibes. And I'm looking forward to getting some vampire reads in. I want all the vampire books right now. Give me the vampires. Give me the witches. Give me the monsters. I'm excited for that. So I think this one is also going to help me get the vampire prompt for Monster Mash Readathon. And I think there's a witch prompt in there too. I don't know. I haven't decided. Am I doing the hard mode board or the regular board? I don't know yet. Okay, so that was poll number 3. So this is going to be poll number 4. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Seasonal. Cool. Okay, so for seasonal, I put the freaking sticker on this book. Why? I mean, it's a used book, so I know that's why. Whatever, I'll deal with that later. Okay, so for seasonal, I've got Victoria Holt, On the Night of the Seventh Moon. This is a gothic historical romance, and it is set outside of the dark. Is it set outside the Black Forest? But it's set in southern Germany, outside of this very large, creepy, spooky, foggy, misty forest. And our heroine is at this school, and she gets lost one day, and this dark, brooding man helps her, saves her, brings her back to his castle. And that's how they meet. And I think this is a romance between them. So basically ultimate gothic. And this heroine, she loves fairy tales and she just wants a fairy tale romance, but she might discover that real life is nothing like the fairy tales. This is romantic suspense and it's got the gothic and it's historical. And I think this is going to be really good. Y'all picked this book for me as well to read this fall. So I definitely want to read this one and I think it's going to be good. The audiobook I think is on Anyplay and very much looking forward to reading this. I read the first chapter and I was really liking the writing style and it was feeling very gothic. It's not super long either, though the writing's small. And I think the pace is going to be quite slow. So I think it's good that it's less than 300 pages. Okay, so this is going to be pick number 5. Things have gone really flipping well. I literally couldn't have picked better, which makes me nervous. Oh my God, did I really have to say that? Why did I have to say that? Why did I have to jinx myself like that? 500 plus pages. Seriously? Oh my God. No, Hellbent's literally 20 pages short. Oh my gosh, I don't even know why I wasn't even thinking about this one. I don't know how I didn't even think about this, but this is actually perfect and I can read this even for Monster Mash Readathon. This is A Soul to Keep by Opal Rain. This is a monster romance. I don't know much about it other than it's pretty popular. I know a lot of people that are actually going to be reading it this month, and I know this is a favorite of Ava's. You don't find a lot of monster romances that are over 500 pages, so but this is definitely one that I wanted to read. And I think, I don't know what kind of monster this monster is. Maybe a shadow monster. It says he's a dusk walker, but I don't know what that really is. And I'm interested to find out. It looks like a very unique fantasy monster romance. And I guess I would probably use this as demon or maybe the general monster prompt for Monster Mash. But that one looks really good and I've heard it's very, very good. But that's perfect. I'm excited. Okay. Why was that so hard? I don't know. But this is going to be poll number 6. Okay. Bright cover. So this is kind of a required read. I am doing this for a secret project. And so this is literally the only bright cover that I have that I want to read coming up, because I feel like fall is all about the dark covers. Literally every book I want to read has a dark cover. So usually that wouldn't be that difficult, but with fall, all of the books have dark covers. So this is Thin Ice by Cassie Mint. This is one of her winter warmers novella, and I want to read this for NOVELLATHON, but also for a secret project that y'all will find out about in November. And so I think this is an ice skater or a figure skater ice skater and her coach. And I think it's just going to be a super steamy, spicy, good time. Cassie Mint writes really fun novellas. I've read one of her other winter warmers before and I really, really enjoyed it. I can't remember the name of it, but it was snowed in at this castle with this, I don't know, he was some kind of nobility, but that one was really fun. and I'm really excited to read more from Cassie Mint, and I've heard nothing but good things about this one. This is like one of her most popular books, I think. Okay guys, so those are all 6 polls. Those are the 6 books that I have to read in October, but I also have a few more required reads, so let's talk about those. The first one here is Burn for Jack by Aiden Pierce. I'm going to be reading this for my Spelled by Romance book club, and I'm going to be joined by April from Happily Ever April and Ava from Ava's Romance Books. We're going to be reading this. The date will be listed down below in the description. I think it's the 14th, 15th. It's like that weekend, so that's going to be down below in the description. So you can join us to read these on live reading sprints. We'll be chatting any spoilers in the Hideaway Discord and just having a good time reading this together. It's supposed to be a spicy, monster-y novella, and I think it's going to be fun. This is like a Pumpkinhead kind of situation, and my friend Tori actually read this recently, Tori from Tori Between Pages, and she really liked it. She said it was good, and I think it's going to be a fun time. Okay, so next I have A Curse of Shadows and Thorns. I think we're going to be reading this one, or we're going to be talking about this one on the 22nd maybe? That information is going to be linked down below. That's going to be on Jess from Honest Fiction's channel. Carrie has actually put together a book club, and she's put together a bunch of people to get together to talk about this book, to read it, and talk about it on a live show, and it's going to be so much freaking fun. So I'm going to have Carrie's channel linked down below in the description, as well as everyone else that is participating. This one is a fantasy romance. I think it's YA, and I think there's like 8 or 9 books in the series. I don't know if we're reading the whole series. I think we're just reading the first book, but could be wrong. Maybe it'll depend on if we all love it. I know Carrie's already read it and really enjoyed it, and so I'm intrigued, and I've heard really good things about it, but I'm a little bit nervous because I don't really read a lot of YA fantasy romance. I mostly read like regular fantasy romance, so I'm a little bit nervous, I guess, but I've heard it's really good. Okay, so let's just chat a little bit about Monster Mash Readathon. I'm unsure about what all I'm going to be reading for it, other than the books I've already discussed. But here is the graphic for my potential MBR for Monster Mash Readathon. This is from the 1st through the 10th. I have a bunch of lovely co-hosts for this, including Maggie from Maggie's Books and Stuff, Daphne from Being Daphne, Jess from Honest Fiction, Ava from Ava's Romance Books, Jen from The Book Refuge. This is just gonna be a really good time. We'll be doing tons of live reading sprints, and like I said, this is from the 1st through the 10th, and there are threads in the Hideaway Discord for everyone participating, and it's just, I'm excited for it. So these are the books that I'm thinking about reading for that. This is co-hosted by Tiff from Tiff Talks Pages, Ava from Ava's Romance Books, Samantha from Books with Samantha, and Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings. And it's basically just a readathon for reading a bunch of novellas, and obviously this is spooky themed, and this is my potential TBR for that. The group buddy read, I believe, is Hollow by CM Nascasta, which I really want to get to, so I think that's like a much higher on my want to read, like will read list. Also, don't want to forget to talk about The Madness of the Horde King by Zoe Draven. This is the Discord buddy read along for the Hideaway Discord, and we've read the first 2 books, and I'm really excited to read the 3rd one. This is like Dothraki fan fiction, and every book so far has been a 5-star, and I'm very pumped for this one. I think it's going to be like, I think I'm going to love it. And this is like alien romance, but like I said, Dothraki fan fiction. But these are very humanoid, except for their eyes are like all black, and then they have tails. But this one's, I'm very intrigued. I'm very excited. Zoe Draven writes a really good romance, guys. If you haven't checked out her books, please check her out. Okay, I hope I haven't missed any of the required reads. There's so many readathons, read-alongs, and buddy reads that I'm doing in October. It's kind of crazy. But I hope I got everything. Don't forget, guys, please check out Magic Mind. Check out my code for 20% off. Check out the link below. All of my social media is linked down below in the description, including my Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter, the link to my Etsy shop where I sell bookish and seasonal bookmarks, as well as the link to the Hideaway that I share with my good friend Maggie, and my Patreon as well. Don't forget to click the like button and comment down below. Let me know what you're most looking forward to reading in October. Until next time, fellow readers, keep reading and living your best life.